Hey, welcome to Sunday Night Swatching. Tonight I am going to be going through the polishes that I got from Glisten Glow at the Polish and Beauty Expo in July. So I don't have too much from her. Um, what is it? 16, about 16 polishes. So hopefully it won't take us too long tonight. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. All right, I am going to start with her swag bag polish. So this was the polish that was in all the swag bags, VIP and the general admission. It's this beautiful gray with all these fun pink and red glitters. This is Mint to Be in Tinley Park. So we'll go ahead and get our first coat on there. Sorry, I just had to move some things. How is everyone's Sunday? I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. We get one more day of it tomorrow. Woohoo! Oh, sorry, just don't want to have a big old clump of the glitters in the middle. And I mean, you can see that there's a lot stuck to the side of the bottle, but I had zero problems getting glitters out for the swatch stick here. As you can see, I did not have to go digging or fishing. Jill is the queen of glitter crellies, I tell you. That is her jam. Glitter crellies and creams. If you want good ones, you go to Glisten Glow. All right, next up, we'll get into her two PBE exclusives, which I do believe she still has some overpours of these on her website. So make sure you check that out, glistenandglow.com. Here is the first one, this beautiful purple. Look at all that shimmer in there. This is Rockin' Out at Rainbow Cone. Go ahead and get our first coat on here. Jill and Jaren are always one of my favorite parts of PBE. I love getting to see them and spend time with them. They are such wonderful people. So sweet and so fun to be around. All right, here it is in one coat. Hello, Julian. Happy Sunday. Thanks for popping in. There it is, one coat, Rockin' Out at Rainbow Cone. All right, we'll come in with our second one. Hello, Caitlin, sorry. Happy Sunday. All right, here is the second of the PBE exclusives. This one is stunning. I love this one. This is Nail Polish Friends Are Family. Go ahead and get our first coat on there. This one is so pretty. I love the shimmer. I love the black flakies. Excuse me. All right, here it is in one coat. Those black flakes are so fun. All right, there is Nail Polish Friends Are Family. All right, next up is one half of the If You Know, You Know collab that Glisten Glow does with Victorian Varnish. So I showed off Victorian Varnish's half a couple weeks ago when I did the live of all her polishes. But this is Glisten Glow's half, Yankee Doodles. This is also available both on glistenandglow.com as well as victorianvarnish.com. It sold as a well, they might have them separately. Double check. They might have them separately, but at the show they were sold as a duo. So we'll go ahead and get our first coat on here. Oh, this is stunning. I love blues. And just in one coat, look at all that shimmer. Laura is here. Hey, Laura. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining. Stunning. Here it is, one coat. Yankee Doodle. Let me see here. Do. Sorry, I was just trying to play around with some messages here. Oh, no, hold on. What's going on here? Okay, I don't know. Sorry. I'm trying to play with things that I know nothing about. I still have not figured out YouTube. It's weird. I really wish I could go back to Instagram. So y'all, everybody who sees this, come follow me on Instagram so I can get to my 1,000 followers there so I can move my lives back to Instagram, please. I don't know how YouTube works. Becky is here. Hey, Becky, happy Sunday. All right, so next up I have a couple of like mystery collab polishes that I got. So the first one here is Reveal Yourself. This was from January PPU. Look at the beautiful flame on that. All right, we'll go ahead and get in on our first coat here. I am so excited to have tomorrow off. I wish I could have the rest of the week off, the rest of the year. Oh well, work keeps me occupied, keeps me busy, and allows me to buy a nail polish. I can't complain too much, I suppose. All right, here is one coat of Reveal Yourself. Laura says the rest of forever. Yes. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could hit that redneck retirement fund and start living a lifestyle I'd like to become accustomed to. All right, next up on my collab overpours here. I am so excited that I got my hands on this. This is Three Little Pigs. This was February PPU. And this one is so pretty. I was so excited I was able to get one. I did not order it directly from PPU, just because I don't usually order from Polish Pickup anymore. So when she said she was going to have some available at Polish and Beauty Expo, I was so excited. Here it is in one coat. This is Three Little Pigs, and of course it looks like I have a wonderful little cat hair in there. Please ignore that. My cats have to come with me everywhere, apparently. All right, that was Three Little Pigs. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get into the last of it here. So I got the Flamingo collection, which is 10 polishes. They're all so beautiful. I was so excited. She did sell these out at the show, but they are available on her website. I want to say it's $100 for the 10 polishes. I could be wrong. So check it out at glistenandglow.com before you quote me. But $10 a polish for specialty finish polishes, really good deal regardless. And she always has a code on her website to get 10% off. It's thank you 10. She always that's just always active. So anytime you ever place an order with Jill at Glisten and Glow, make sure you use the code thank you 10. And it will get you 10% off of your whole order. So we'll go ahead and get into this. Again, it's a 10-piece collection. It is the Flamingo collection, available at glistenandglow.com. Here is the first one I'm going to show you. Absolutely stunning. This is Majestically Awkward. And this is what I'm wearing, 2 coats on these 3 fingers here. So you can see it in 2 coats on my nails. You may want to do a 3rd coat. As you can see, I do have a little bit of the visible nail line. I do not mind that. It does not bother me. So I left it at 2 coats, but if that is something that will irritate you, then go ahead and either use a blurring base coat or do 3 coats of the polish. But that shimmer is absolutely stunning. So we'll go ahead and get our first coat here on our swatch stick. This is Majestically Awkward. And I just love the names of these. She is so good at naming her polishes. I could never be as creative as some of these makers with their names. Becky says that collection is beautiful. It sure is. Did you get one, Becky? All right, here is Majestically Awkward, 1 coat. You can really see all those shimmers pop on this first coat. So pretty. All right, here is the next one. As you can see, this is just a glitter bomb. There is like 0 open space in there for polish base. This is Party Like a Flock Star. And this is the other polish I am wearing, also in 2 coats. I did use Glitter Grabber both beneath and on top. So if you've never heard, there's a little trick, and I'll see how it works because it's the first time I'm trying it. But there's a little trick with these. When you wear a heavy glitter polish like this, you put a glitter grabber underneath like a base coat, then you do the polish, then glitter grabber over top to fill in all the nooks and crannies that the glitters create, and then your regular top coat over. And supposedly doing the glitter grabber underneath makes it remove like 10 times easier. So I'll have to let you guys know how that works for me once I take this off. But so this is it in 2 coats, and you can see they are just jam-packed in there with all of the beautiful, fun glitters. So let's go ahead and we'll get in on our first coat here with Party Like a Flock Star. And I know it does look like there's a ton of glitters just stuck to the sides, but I'm telling you, you do not have to, like, I will be fighting to not have clumps of the glitters on the swatch stick. Just watch. Like, there is no fishing, there's no scraping the side of the bottle. Like, look at that. I mean, there's so many, like, I'm trying to get them spread out so they're not all in one spot, but you will not have to, sorry, I'm just going to spread some back this way. I'm very persnickety with my glitters like this because I don't like them to all clump up. So, I mean, you don't have to be as neurotic about it as I am. You can just do a swipe and be done with it, but I like to try to make them look randomly pretty. So here it is, 1 coat. And you can see there are so many glitters in there already. And I did not have to go digging or fishing at all. So yes, it looks like there's a lot stuck around the bottle, but there's so many packed in there. You will still get plenty. There it is, 1 coat. Laura says, I was so good I didn't get these. They are so pretty. Aw, Laura. Well, I mean, they're still available. I mean, I know you got to get the Tammy's Advent now, so you can't get them now, but hopefully she'll have them around for a while. Maybe your Christmas present. There you go. Tell Kyle that. Christmas present. You want the flamingo collection. And then we can twinsies. Please tell me if that works for you. It didn't work for you. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, darn it. Then I'm going to be regretting my life choices in a couple of days when I go to take this mani off if it didn't work for you. Poop. Okay, well, I'll have to let you know. Laura says stop. All right, next up we have this beautiful cream. This is Stand Tall and Stand Out. Jill does amazing creams. I'm excited to see this one swatched. Go ahead and get this. Yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. Her creams never fail to amaze me. This is one coat, you guys. One coat. Now, technically, I know you're not supposed to say it's a one coat cream, but I'm not going to not say it either. And we'll still do 2 coats because I have to do 2 coats on my swatch stick. Every single one is 2 coats, but it don't need it. Does not need it. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing. That's just one coat. Where it says, I mean, glitter smoothers never work for me for anything, so you'll probably be fine. Oh, not even on top? The glitter smoothers don't work for you? You still get all the nooks and crannies? All right, next up, this one is absolutely gorgeous as well. I love this one. On my camera, it looks like it's pulling a little orange. It is definitely a coral. I don't know if I have anything here that might help me get this to color correct. Okay, so no. That's a little closer, like on the top of the bottle. That's a little bit closer. Let's see how it looks on the swatch stick. This is Don't Make Me Put My Foot Down. I love the names of these. So fun, so cute. And this is such a pretty polish. I love the shimmer in here. Here it is in one coat. I feel like that's still pulling a little more orange in the camera. It is definitely a pink coral. So it's still got like the orange undertone to it. Oh, there you can see it better, if that makes sense. But it's, I mean, it's pink. It's a pink coral. But there it is, one coat. All right, moving along. This is number 5 out of the 10-piece collection here. We have another beautiful cream. And also I feel like this one is pulling a little more orange on my screen. See, nope. I'm just trying to like black lighting or... No, I feel like that's making it look... It's making it look like a deep coral. And it's not. It is pink. I wonder if I use a pink behind it. No, that doesn't help either. Okay, apparently my camera just doesn't like pink tonight. And I don't know where my other colors are to try. I don't know where my black went. I think my kids might have stolen it. All right, well, let's get it on the swatch stick and we'll see if I can get the true color to shine through here. we'll go ahead with our first coat. Again, her creams are always fabulous. So this one does seem a little bit more sheer on the first coat, so you're probably going to want the two. Here is one coat, but that is still pretty opaque for one coat, but that is pulling way more coral than it needs to be. I wonder if something like this. Nope. Laura says, darn gremlins. Yes, exactly. Okay, that's getting it a little bit closer, especially like around the tip and the edge there. That is more the shade of pink that it is. Yeah, that's definitely looking better. There it is, one coat. All right, moving along. Here is number 6, another absolutely stunning shimmer, which I had a toss-up when I did my mani for tonight. I really wanted to use this one and this one together. But I changed my mind because I don't think this one is available anymore. I don't think she has any overpours of this. I could be wrong, but I don't think she does. So I wanted to do a mani with polishes that were still available. You know, because I'd hate to have everybody on here going, oh my God, what's that polish? It's so pretty. I want it. And then I'd have to say, you can't get it. I'm so sorry. So that's why I went with the ones I did. But I really wanted to use this one. But I feel like it goes better with the Mint to Be at Tinley Park, the VIP polish or the swag bag polish, than it did with the Party Like a Flock Star. I mean, it will still go. It still looks good. I just feel like because of the color of the shimmers in here, it lends itself better, in my opinion, to the Mint to Be. So I will probably eventually at some point do that, Manny. I just didn't want to do it for tonight. So, all right, this is Single and Ready to Flamingo. Again, love these names. So fun. Oh, this one is so good. I think I might have to say this one is my favorite. I really like this one. Here it is in one coat. So pretty. I love the shimmer in here. I want to wear this shimmer everywhere, like my entire body, hair, everywhere. It is so pretty. All right, that was one coat, Single and Ready to Flamingo. Moving right along here. I love the flakies in here. And for once, this color is actually coming up pretty accurate. It is a very vibrant, bright pink. Just when I put this down, it looks a little too red there, but you'll see. It is like super pink. Did I give you the name? I don't think I gave you the name. I'm so sorry. This is Ruffle Some Feathers, which is what will happen when you go out on the town wearing this polish. This is definitely a distraction polish. So don't wear it when you have to drive, because the sun is going to catch those flakies and your eye is going to be like, what's that? And you're going to spend more time looking at your nails than you will the road. So definitely don't drive while you're wearing this polish for safety purposes. All right, here it is, one coat. You can see it is a jelly base to let all those beautiful flakies pop. So if visible nail line bothers you, you probably will want to consider doing some kind of undie or blurring base coat under this. So pretty. Laura says I almost picked this one up. It's so good. That one is pretty. I think single and Ready to Flamingo is still my favorite though, out of the Flamingo collection. All right, next up we have one more cream here. So this is a really pretty pale pink. And that color is coming up accurate. This is Flocking Fabulous. Such good names for these. And I love this shade. This is such a pretty, delicate pink. And I feel like I want to wear this one all winter because it's going to give me spring vibes. Here it is, one coat. So you can see just a hair of sheerness like around that side there. So I would say definitely a 2-coater. But look at how creamy and smooth that looks. Like it just self-levels beautifully. Can never go wrong with a Glisten Glow cream. All right, second to last in the collection here, we have another gorgeous shimmer, which I am loving. I am so partial to the shimmers. This is Hot as Flack. We'll go ahead and get our first coat on here. Oh, this one looks like it just glows. It's like a pink neon light. It is so shimmery. I'm hoping that's coming through on camera, like just how glowy it is. There it is, one coat. Looks like someone just plugged it in. It is so glowy. All right, last one of the Flamingo collection. We have a really pretty black jelly flaky bomb. The amount of flakes that she crammed into this bottle is so good. This is Zero Flax Given. Again, these names just kill me. I love them. So we'll go ahead and get our first coat on here. And of course, because it is a jelly, it's going to be a little bit of a sheer base. So we'll see how it builds up on the second coat with all those flakes, but you may want to consider an undie or a blurring base coat for this. But there it is, one coat. Zero Flax Given. So fun. I don't have a lot of black polishes in my collection, so I'm happy to have this to add to my arsenal. All right, we'll go ahead and swing back through real quick with second coats on everything, and that'll be it for the night. So like I said, I didn't get a whole lot from her, so definitely a shorter live than we've had. Definitely shorter than last week, but still good. So, all right, we'll come back through our second coats on everything. This, again, we started off with the Swag Bag Polish. So unfortunately, I do not think there's any overpour of this left. This is Mint to Be in Tinley Park, but you might be able to find it in a D-stash somewhere. Or if you go to the Polish and Beauty Expo Facebook page, there are some people that have posted on there like polishes from the swag bags that they are getting rid of. So you might be able to buy it on there, or you could post an in search of. And then if somebody doesn't want theirs, they can reach out to you. So here it is in 2 coats. This is Mint to Be in Tinley Park. So fun. All those glitters. All right, next up is the exclusive PBE exclusive duo. First up is Rockin' Out at Rainbow Cone. So does anybody have any fun plans for the holiday tomorrow? Any cookouts or family gatherings planned? Pretty sure my day will consist of laundry. And then we are doing dinner with some friends that are in from out of town. I'm very excited to see them. Here it is, 2 coats. Rocking Out at Rainbow Cone. This one's so fun with those black flakies. Laura says, I'm hoping to nap. That's a good plan. I can get with that one. All right, there it is, 2 coats. Next up is the second half of the PBE exclusive duo. This is Nail Polish Friends Are Family. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on here. So this one seems to be a little bit sheerer than the other. So you could try doing 3 coats. Also, though, this is on a clear swatch stick, so it might not be quite so sheer on the actual nail. Oh, yeah. Maybe a little bit, but not bad. I would stop at 2 coats on this, but again, I don't mind a little bit of visible nail line. But if you do, like I said before, you know, undie of some sort or a blurring base coat will help with that. All right, that was 2 coats. Next up is the Glisten Glow half, again, of the latest If You Know, You Know collab that Glisten Glow does with Victorian Varnish. So they've had 3 of them now. This is the most recent, so this is Glisten Glow's half. I did show off Victorian Varnish's half of the duo already. If you scroll back through my videos on my channel, you will see one listed as Victorian Varnish. That is where her half is shown off. You can get these both at glistenandglow.com or at victorianvarnish.com. I do believe they are sold either as the duo, if they have duos left, or individually. So there's the Glisten and Glow, and then there is a Victorian Varnish half. So this is Yankee Doodles, and the Victorian Varnish half is Sweet Southern Belle, FYI. Becky says, I'm painting my nails this color tonight. It is a gorgeous color. So pretty. Here is the second coat. Laura says, I needed 3 coats for that green. I don't like the visible nail line. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the visible nail line. I mean, if it's just a little bit like this doesn't bother me. All right, here it is, 2 coats. Currently sitting with Nikki nails trying to decide what to wear. Oh no, nail nudity. Edit. No pictures, please. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to suggest to you. Um, hmm. I was just trying to look on my little rack for like the swag bag polishes and maybe suggest one of those to you. But I don't know. All right. Here is the first of 2 of the collab overpours that I got. This is Reveal Yourself. This was originally from January PPU. So we'll go ahead with our second coat on here. This one is so shimmery and so shifty. It's really pretty. I don't know if I'm going to get my camera to pick up all the different shift pulls there. You can kind of see on the end there. Because apparently my camera is just being dumb, and I don't know if it's a phone thing, just the phone itself, or if it's a YouTube issue, a combination of both. I'm not sure. But here it is in 2 coats. This is Reveal Yourself. So pretty. All right, then the second collab overpour that I got is 3 Little Pigs. This was February's PPU. Apparently, I was feeling very pink at Jill's table this year at PBE. Because between this and the Flamingo collection, the vast majority of what I got from her is pink. Which is funny because I like pink. I don't wear pink a lot. I don't know. I guess it's not one I'm super drawn to put on my nails. But I do try to like break, because otherwise I'll just wear blue all the time. It would be blue or teal or turquoise or green. So I do try to throw in random colors, but all right, here is 3 Little Pigs in 2 coats. It is such a beautiful, subtle polish. So like you can see there, and then all of a sudden you catch the light just right, and bam, there's all the shimmer. It's so good. This is going to be perfect under nail art. I love that one. Becky says, I wonder if it has January PPU. Oh, if you have January PPU, that is pretty. Yeah, she had some mystery collab overpours at her table, and that was one that I happened to get. All right, here we go. Back to do our second coats on the Flamingo collection. So first up, we have Majestically Awkward. Oh, sorry, bumped you guys. I really need to find a new like phone holder. So if anyone has a good suggestion on a tabletop phone holder that I can get the camera to look, like from above down instead of just sideways like most of them are, drop me a comment, shoot me a link or something, because I am in the market for a new phone holder. This one, I don't like the way It's just not very good, and I bump it a lot when I'm recording and like doing these lives, and I feel bad that I'm giving you guys like shaken baby syndrome through the phone. Just the way that the arm is and the way it sits, it's not good. I don't like it. All right, here we go. 2 coats of Majestically Awkward with that gorgeous shimmer in it. So pretty. And again, the Flamingo collection, it is a 10-piece collection. It is available on glistenandglow.com. If you are so inclined to go check it out. They are also, the polishes are also listed individually. So if there's only 1 or 2 that you like out of this collection, or that you're like, oh my God, I can never live without these 2 polishes, go ahead and check them out on the website. Here we go with one of our big old glitter bombs. This is Party Like a Flock Star. We'll get our second coat on here. And I'm actually wiping a lot off on the side of the bottle. I don't know if you guys saw me do that or not, but because you really, I mean, you get so many glitters. And I don't like them to clump. So I do finagle them a little bit, but again, you don't have to be quite as picky about them as I am. That's just my personal preference when I'm dealing with these kind of glitters. But here you go, 2 coats on the swatch stick. You can also see 2 coats on my nail in the background there. So fun. Definitely like spring Easter vibes, which I know we're heading into winter, but I can pretend that it's still warm, maybe. I can try to pretend. All right, our first cream here in the collection. This is Stand Tall and Stand Out, which again, we don't really need the second coat. I mean, this is 1 coat. You can see there's 1 coat. You are not seeing through that. That is on a clear swatch stick. But because all my swatch sticks are 2 coats, we're going to go ahead and do the second one anyways. So, and obviously the second coat, even if you're not concerned about opacity, it does make it plumper. Like, it definitely makes it look richer and more juicy. So I guess a second coat is still fine, like always a good idea to do, but maybe not always necessary. Like if I were stamping over this, I probably would leave it in the 1 coat, but there it is in 2. So good. And look at how butter smooth and juicy that is. Her creams are awesome. Becky says, I love the names of this collection. I know, they're so good, right? I don't know how she comes up with such good names for her polishes like she does. All right, next up here we have Don't Make Me Put My Foot Down. Another gorgeous shimmer, which of course we know I'm all partial to the shimmers. I will never turn down a good shimmer polish. Blue is my favorite color, followed closely by green and any variation of those 2, or I should say any combination of those 2. But it could be a hideous orange, and if it's got some good shimmer in there, I'll probably still buy it, and I'll probably still wear it, even though I really do not like orange. Here it is, 2 coats. So good. All right, moving along, we've got another cream. And here's the one that doesn't want to pull the correct color because it is not that deep. This is Be Flamazing. No, it's coming up like, it's not coming up right. I'll try to, let me get the second coat on here and I'll try some different backgrounds and see if I can get it to pull the right color. Because it is a really pretty, it's like straight coral, like straight pinky coral. You know, some corals tend to lean, like it's looking like it's more of an orange coral. It's not, it's more of a pink. I don't want to call it salmon. It's not really salmon per se. It's so the color it's showing now to my eye, it's almost more like if you blended this color you're seeing with a little bit of like a dusty rose color. It's a little more of a dusty pink than what my camera is pulling. And it's really annoying me. Oh, that's a little better there. That's a little closer. You see, like in the middle, that's more what it looks like to my eyes. But I mean, as far as a cream goes, again, self levels like a dream, buttery smooth. That is 2 coats. Ooh, and I'm knocking things over. All right, next up we've got another shimmer. Shimmer. And I think I still have to stick with this one as my favorite of the collection. This is Single and Ready to Flamingo. I mean, I'm definitely not single, and even if I was, I doubt I'd be ready to flamingo. But I still love the color of this polish, even if the name does not apply. All right, here we go in 2 coats. There she is in all her shimmery goodness. So good. I think I have to use this for my next mani. I don't know what I'll do yet, but I think it needs to involve this in some way, shape, or form. It's so good. All right, we're almost there, guys. 4 left. And then that will do it for us for tonight. So next up is Ruffle Some Feathers, which is this really pretty flaky jelly. So you can see it does pool a little bit on the swatch stick, just because I paint them upside down. So of course it gets a little bit thicker in the middle, but it is definitely a sheer jelly. So if you're not into visible nail lines, wear an undie or a blurring base coat. I'm not sure. 3 coats is still not going to get you opaque. It might get you a little bit more of what I like to call faux opacity, just with the flakies. Where they get so densely packed, it kind of gives the impression that it's opaque. But this is by design a sheer polish. So if that bothers you, maybe pass on this one, but the flakies in there are stunning. So I mean, again, it's a jelly, so you're going to expect to see through it. I mean, that's the nature of it. So, but it is definitely worth playing around with some different colored um, different colors underneath it. Sorry, my brain just decided to stop working for a second there. Um, it kicked back in, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day. We had to go school supply shopping for the monsters today. So we're last minute Lucy's. But we didn't even know which classes they had until like a week ago. Um, and so we couldn't even go shopping earlier if we wanted to because we weren't sure which classes they all got. Because high school is fun. They don't have just like the standard classes. You know, there's all these electives they can take and all kinds of different math classes. And well, which science classes did they take this year? Because there's like 12 different options. So we had to wait till their school or their classes got set to know which classes they were in to be able to make sure we're buying the right things. So it was fun. It was fun. All right, coming up here, we've got another cream. This is Flocking Fabulous. That was how my school shopping was today. It was Flocking Fabulous. Because, you know, it's like 2 days before school starts. So, of course, everything around here is picked over, but it's fine. They have stuff that'll work. So, if they don't like the notebooks I picked up for them, they'll just have to deal with it. I don't know what to tell them. Because at this point, beggars can't be choosers. The important thing is they have supplies. Right? Right. Oh, you guys, this is so pretty. Look at how soft that is. This is such a sweet color. There it is, 2 coats. Oh, I love that one. Laura says, I hate last minute school shopping. Same. Unfortunately, we just don't have much of a choice. Because, you know, when they sign up for their classes, they pick alternates. Like they'll pick more than one of the same type of class. Like thing number 1 this year wanted 2 different, he wanted to do 2 science classes. So he wanted AP Environmental Science, because he had regular environmental science last year. And then he wanted to do anatomy and physiology. He's been trying to double up on his science classes because he's trying to go the science route for his career and college and whatnot. But he didn't get the anatomy and physiology. So I could have gone and bought all that stuff, but now he only got the AP Environmental Science. So then, you know, but I didn't know which one he was going to get into. He could have gotten the anatomy and physiology, and they could have denied his environmental or his AP Environmental. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating because, yeah, I could go at the beginning of the year when they open stuff up and just randomly buy a bunch of stuff, but it's not going to be right. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be, but Becky says for us, we didn't know what supplies we needed until back to school night, the night before. Oh my God. Yeah, no, because they're already pulling all the back to school stuff out, what's left of it, the little bit that's left, you know, they've condensed it down to an aisle or two because now they're pulling out Halloween, you know, and in 2 weeks, Halloween will be gone and they'll be putting out Christmas crap. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody by calling it crap, but like they just pull the Christmas stuff out so early. You know what I mean? Like, oh, all right, here we go with our second coat. This is Hot as Flock, another gorgeous shimmer. So I think this is like number 2 on my list. So Single and Ready to Flamingo is my favorite, and then I think this would have to be number 2. Laura says, oh no, that doesn't work for me. I'm a planner. Usually I am too. I definitely try to plan and be prepared as much as possible for things, even though most of the time it appears I'm a complete hot mess. Um, a lot of it is like planning in my head, not necessarily like planning on paper, but I try to be as prepared as possible. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with school. That is the one drawback for the high school around here is they don't actually like put these kids in their classes to like 2 weeks before school starts. So you have no idea what you're going to need. Here it is, 2 coats, absolutely stunning. And it didn't help that thing number one has Algebra 2 and Trig this year. So he needed the really fancy, super expensive $140 graphing calculator that he will probably never ever touch again in his life. Who even knows how to use that thing? It's absurd. Have you guys ever seen one of those? Oh my God, look up a graphing calculator. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then I was hoping that I could give his old, just like the regular, like the more cheaper, plain scientific calculator. I was hoping it's like his old one from last year. I was hoping I could give that to thing number two so we wouldn't have to buy him a new calculator on top of buying this super expensive graphing one. Um, but no, he still needs the old scientific calculator for one of his other classes. So he needs two different, and I don't know if he can use the graphing calculator as a regular scientific one. So I'm like, okay, well, now he's got to keep his old calculator, and now we still have to buy a new scientific one for thing number two. It's a mess. It's a mess. All right, last one here, guys. Last one. This is Zero Flocks Given. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, I guess. Let me get off my soapbox. Laura says, I had one of those. They were required for regular math classes at my school. What, the graphing ones? Good Lord. I felt like I need a college degree just to buy it for him. Like, I do not understand. Why are there so many symbols? What do they all mean? I don't understand. I used to be good at math when I was in school. But then I graduated and I never used it again because I'm a dental assistant. I don't really need math. Aside from basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, that kind of stuff. I don't, why do we need letters in math? Let's keep letters to, like English and language arts, and let's keep our math just numbers, okay? Thanks. All right, guys, here it is. 2 coats, 0 flux, given. Right. Yes. I had to make sure I had the name of that one right. So good. Look at all those flakies in there. Laura says, I'm afraid Maisie's school will also be last minute when she's in the upper grades. Lower grade classes all have the same list, so we could shop even though we didn't know her teacher. Exactly. Yep. Nope. Once they hit, for us here, it was high school. Like in middle school, yes, there were electives that they could take. But there weren't so many choices available. So like we could get their core class stuff, and then if they needed anything extra for electives, then we could come back and get them later, So it was easier. It was easier. But it is what it is. It's done and over with. We've got their stuff. If they need anything beyond what we did get them or anything different, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But they're ready to go for Tuesday. So that's the important thing. All right, Laura says, I don't think they should teach the hard math unless people want to go into certain fields. We all have calculators in our pockets. That is very true. I mean, realistically, like, I don't know why? Who's really using anything other than the basics, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division type stuff. Maybe like teach them like the fractions and decimals because, you need to use that for exchanging money and things like that. But when you get into start throwing letters and those weird little symbols and signs in there, ain't nobody got time for that. At least I don't. Like that, my brain just does not accept those. Anywho, all right. Well, that is all I had for tonight. Um, thank you, you guys, everyone who was hanging out with me live for a little bit tonight. Thank you, anybody watching on replay. I appreciate the support. Definitely, if anything caught your eye tonight, go check it out on glistenandglow.com. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy your extra, well, hopefully you guys have the extra day off for the holiday tomorrow. But enjoy what's left of your weekend. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. I think I am taking an off week next week. I have a kind of a family thing going on. So I think I will be taking next week off, but I will be back week after that, with another maker from PBE. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Take care, y'all.